Max, before we get to practice today, just wondering what it's been like the last couple of days since being drafted and how the whole experience has gone.
It's been really, really cool. Obviously, to be a part of the Lakers and a prestigious organization, it's really fun. I've had to, grow up really fast. A lot of adult things coming at me really quick, especially at a 19-year-old. It's difficult at times, but I'm really blessed to be here. I'm really happy to be here. It's been a fun process.
Did it help all that since your mother went to such a great university?
Yeah, for sure. They raised me pretty nicely, so I think I'm pretty disciplined in terms of the things I have to do and showing manners around the place. So they did a good job.
Sorry, that was just for these guys. So, Matt, how about practice? Like, what are the things that stand out from just such a short time? And you're seeing guys that played in the G League last year for the most part, plus some other guys that you probably have known from this college circuit.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was good. It was a first practice, obviously. So you obviously have your first practice things, but new terminology, getting used to the new game, and transitioning from college to the NBA. It's fun, and this practice was fun. I really enjoyed it actually. So I'm really looking forward to playing in summer league. It's going to be a fun time.
Max, what were the biggest sort of shakeups from your perspective of just going through the draft process? What was it draft night itself, just sort of being, I'm sure, world around in New York, or has it been coming to LA? What's sort of been the biggest shock to the system?
I mean, the biggest shock is you never know where you end up, and then wherever you end up, it's sort of a shock because you don't know. Like you said, on draft night, I had really no idea where I was going, and I was there. But it was a really cool experience just to walk across that stage and put the Lakers head on, more than any other organization, because this is such a prestigious place. And so I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really excited for the season.
Rob kind of talked to us a little bit on draft night about some of your goals, which I think are straightforward with getting your body up to that level and working on some of the skills. But what do you kind of see as the biggest thing that you want to work on, especially this offseason before camp starts?
I think one of the biggest things, like you said, is getting my body right. And just the biggest goal for me is just to learn as much as I can coming onto, a team with 4 or 5 Hall of Famers, let alone a bunch of veterans, and even, playing on the G League team. There's been guys that have been there before, and I'm sort of the new kid on the block. And so I'm just trying to soak it all in and, become friends and have good relationships with everybody and just, like I said, soak it all in, learn as much as I can.
What do you see as your strengths, and what do you see you have to improve on?
I think my biggest strength is my shooting and defense. Improvements, I think just being, like I said, my size, maybe, a little bit of a factor in my deficiency. I'm tall, but I'm not necessarily very big, especially transitioning into a man's league. That might be a little bit of something that I need to work on for sure.
Max, have you heard from any of those future Hall of Famers you're referring to, those vets?
Russell texted me on the next day on Friday.
What was the message?
He's just welcoming me to the team, encouraging me, and giving me support. Seems like a great person already.
Are there guys that you have, for lack of a better term, modeled your game after, or see their success in the league and say, oh, with my skill set, maybe I could follow that path?
2 people specifically, Devin Booker and Jason Tatum. I sort of try to take pieces of their game and try to emulate into mine. I think that'll come with time as more as I keep studying. I think that'll just come naturally. Those 2 guys, obviously, they're superstar levels, and that won't happen right away, especially on this team where we have, like I said, 4 or 5 Hall of Famers. So I'm just trying to find, little pieces that I can, attack when I'm in the game with those guys, and specifically from Jason Tatum and Devin Booker.
Both those guys are very open about their admiration for Kobe and how influence he's had on their game.
Yeah.
Does that extend for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kobe wasn't my favorite player growing up. Obviously, Kobe's a legend, and everybody respects Kobe. You have to. But I definitely love Kobe. I love watching him, even watching his highlights on YouTube sometimes when you're bored, especially coming here. You want to learn the history of the organization. And so Kobe's been someone I've been watching the past few days.
Is there any story behind the number 10?
No, it's just I wanted 12. Kendrick has 12. Kobe has 24. That's obviously retired. So 10 was just the available number.